Hey YouTube, this is Johnny from Ghost Stardust coming to you with part 2 of my little Dragunity series. Um, Turns out the quality of the iPad video actually pretty good. I mean, video quality isn't too clear, but I like the way the sound quality came out. So, more videos from my iPad coming soon. Yay! iPad 2. Anyway, in this video I'm gonna talk about my text in the deck, stuff like this, and how the deck works. And I'm also going to provide hints and tips on how you can play a Dragunity deck if you want to make one, or what to do when playing against them. So, it's a little dark there. Here we go. First of all, the deck does not work unless you have this card, Dragunity. Now, what this card does, you can discard one card during your main phase to either add a level 4 or lower Dragunity monster, which would be Legionnaire or Ducks, or to send a dragon monster from your deck to graveyard, which would be Phalanx or Echoes. So, opening with these two cards allows you to go first turn Stardust, which is very strong in the beginning, because most of the time, they want to try to, it protects your Ravine, and most of the time your opponent will try to do some sort of destruction on you anyway. And you do that through Ducks. You search Ducks, who, when it's summoned, it gains 200 for every Dragunity monster on the field, so it becomes an automatic 19 beater when you equip the Phalanx to it. But of course, the second effect is when it was summoned, equip the level 3 or lower Dragunity monster to it. And Phalanx, of course, we all know, when it's equipped, special summon itself. So, when it's special summoned, you can sink away. You sink it to level 6, which is Vajrayana, and Vajrayana's effect allows you, when it's synchro summon, to equip, special summon it again, and go level 8. So, more on the synchros later, but that allows you to go instant Stardust. Or if you want to play a little differently, and let's say you have some sort of protection like text like Forbidden Lance or My Body, you can go level 5 with Legionnaire and get something like Cataster. But also, you can also, although not as good, opening with Akos is nice too, if you're going second, because if your opponent has a face-up monster or whatever, you can use the Dragunity Legionnaire and Akos combo with Ravine. If you have the Akos, dump the Akos and search the Ravine. And Legionnaire, when it's normal summon, you can equip a level 3 low Dragunity monster to it. And when you can send the equip card to destroy a face-up monster on the field. Now Akos has two effects. When it's normal summon, you can special summon a Dragunity monster to it, to the field and special equip. So if you have Akos and Legionnaire in your hand, you can play the Akos and then special summon Legionnaire and equip the Akos to it, which allows you to do the next part of the combo, which, the second effect on Akos is when it's sent from the field to graveyard as an equip card, destroy a card in the field. So combine it with Legionnaire, send Akos to the graveyard to destroy a monster on your opponent's side of the field, and use Akos effect to destroy any other card in the field. Instant -2, very good combo. There's actually that Mist Valley Falcon deck, version of this deck that abuses this a lot more, but personally I don't like it just because it's not as consistent. But very strong combo right there. And of course, so back to Ravine and Terraforming. The deck works around Ravine. You have to search out your Ducks, you have to search out your Legionnaire, you have to get the Phalanx and Akos in the graveyard. And that's why I run 3 Terraforming, because even though I might end up drawing the Ravine with the Terraforming, I can get the Phalanx in the graveyard another way maybe. Terraforming allows me to draw it faster, and if I draw extra copies of it with the Ravine in hand already, I can just dump the Terraforming to search a Ducks or whatever, or a Legionnaire. So, very helpful. Cards of Consonance. You can, in fact, I've seen a lot of people run 2 or 3. Personally, I run 1 just because I don't always have the tuners in my hand, and draws aren't very as good as I'd like them to be sometimes. But having this to get these guys in the graveyard and then summoning the big guys is very good. So I recommend at least 1. If you want to run 2, go for it. Protection traps like, sorry about the glare, Mirror Force, Bottomless, 7 Tools, Solemn Judgment, Torrential, and Deep Prison, I think are all necessary in Dragunity. Solemn Warning should be here, but I can't afford them, so I use Oppression. Oppression works. It works pretty well when you're playing a little more control. With Ducks, like its first effect, where it's normal summon, it gains 200. When it's normal summon, you equip the tuner, and it gains 200 for every Dragunity monster on the field, so it's a 19 beater. And Legionnaire, you have control over the field by destroying your opponent's monsters and stuff, so you don't always have to synchro summon, but at worst comes to worst, you have Trunade and MST, which I run 2 of, and Akils to destroy the oppression. And of course, back to here, Trunade and MST. I run 2 of these just because, and the reason why I'm bringing up MST is because some people actually run 1 nowadays, which I can't think is kind of dumb. But I run 2 just because I want to pop my opponent's Bottomless, my opponent's Solomon's, and even their MST, so their set MST or whatever, so they can't pop my Ravine. And Trinity is here, so I can set up for the big plays, and I can reuse Ravine the same turn, so I can deck thin even more, which is very helpful. I'm going to move this stuff to the side now. Effect Veiler. Personal tech of mine, I did not, again, I did not steal this from Fraser Smith. I added this in my deck before his deck list came out online and everything, so don't give me crap about that. But I run this because there are so many times when I needed Effect Veiler, I needed to negate something, negate the Kaiku, so my tuners stay in the graveyard, you know, negate Black Rose from blowing up my Ravine and stuff. Very helpful, very strong card. I think a lot of people should, I think more people should run the card this format. And I'm looking for another ultra rare, so if anyone has one, let me know. Spirit Reaper. I run 2 of these guys because Dragunity, sometimes you don't get the Ravine in time, and sometimes you get really crappy hands full of spells and traps, and you don't really have the monsters, or you have a handful of the tuners and none, like no ducks alone Legionnaire. So Spirit Reaper is a good way to stall, and summoning this with the proper protection allows you to get free minuses off your opponent. Morphine Jar, I tech this because Dragunity players, you will find that your hand is empty a lot with 2 or less cards, and you want to make sure that you can move faster than your opponent, so they can't gain control of the field over you with with your 2 Stardust and your Skype Dragon and the Ravine and whatnot, stuff like that. I mean, this thing can put you at +5s when you just set your whole hand and get your Ravine going and stuff. Very strong card in this deck. I run Forbidden Lance in my body because Lance helps me protect against Book of Moon and Bottomless stuff. At first I was running 2, but it kind of drew to be dead sometimes, so I'm testing out on my body right now. But Lance is very helpful sometimes. Like when if I can get a Colossal Fighter out against my Mach in a matchup or something, I don't know, and they Dark Hole, I Lance, and it becomes invincible for that turn. Very, very strong. My body is a little more generic and works similarly. I can protect myself from Bottomless, Dark Hole, whatever, which is why I'm teching that here. Again, that's a tech. I'm running 1 pot of average. Some Dragunity players don't even run 1 at all. I think it's necessary to recycle the Vajrayanas, the level 8 Stardust that's in the graveyard, or well, the Stardust that's in the graveyard, all the Ducks and the Legionnaires that have been used. I think is very helpful. Very good late game, not so great early game. So, as for traps, it's already clear. I mean, Mirror Force, protection. Same for the prison. You just need that protection. Bottomless to stop summons. These should be warnings. Solemn Judgment to negate anything if you're going for game with Trident Dragon. 7 tools to negate warning, negate retarded stuff like double-edged sword technique or God MC call. Torrential when they can storm faster than you can, and Royal Oppression to negate this special summon to stop them when you have the control with Dragunity Legionnaire and Akils. Trident Dragon. Now, this deck can go OTK when you go level 8 and you can bust out the level 2 tuner. I don't advise. I am against those Dragunity players that make decks that totally revolve around Trident Dragon. I think that it's a strong way to win immediately, but I mean, there's stuff like Battle Fader and Spirit Reaper at 2 now, and Marshmallow, and even very annoying things that you can't get over so easily. Pashul too. So strong, but only do it when you know you have game, when you can stop them. Gate Urge. I only run 1 because it's not that helpful, but it is very helpful sometimes for deck thinning. Basically, with this card, you sync with it the way you do with Dragunity monsters, with Ducks and Phalanx. But you can you add any level 4 or lower dragon and wing beast to your hand and dump any level 4 or lower wing beast or dragon type. So you can, if you have a Phalanx in hand, you have this eye on the field, you can search a Duck, search a Legionnaire, and dump the Phalanx. It's good for deck thinning, and but I don't always go Gate Urge. Most of the time I find myself going Vajrayana. So, something to keep in mind. I guess I'm running out of time on this video, so I will post another video finishing up this and going over why I run what I run, my extra deck, and tips on how to play